It's Sunday, which means Win the Wilderness episode 2 comes out tonight on BBC Two and iPlayer, and I know it's going to get a little bit heated. Hello everyone and welcome back to our YouTube channel.
We woke up to sunshine, which was a nice surprise after the last few days it being quite miserable.
And Theo's stocked up on painkillers after rugby tackling Ginjey yesterday.
And today we are going somewhere that's very exciting. Not so much about the place, but it's the food that they serve.
As we left our camping spot, we experienced what seemed like 4 seasons at once. In the southern tip of the Iberian Peninsula is a British overseas territory. At only 2.6 square miles, it's a small piece of the UK in Spain.
You guys have probably guessed where we've come to by now. It is Gibraltar, and it's such a strange place because we've just been in Spain and now it feels like we're in England. We drove over an airfield to get here. It's just the most bizarre experience. It's grey, it's been raining on and off, so it feels like England. And all the street signs, everything, it's just so bizarre, it's hard to explain to you guys. But the first thing you do when you come to Gibraltar is you go to Morrison's. And that is a typical English supermarket where we can get all the goodies that we're used to back in the UK. Gibraltar's such a busy place, but I managed to get us in a car parking space that isn't sticking out too much. It is very, very tight. As you can see, look how close that car's parked. It's making me a little bit nervous. And then around this side, I'm so close to the wall, it's unbelievable. Look at that, the wheel carrier is literally millimetres from the wall, but at least we're in a space. Bee's having a great time looking around this supermarket, but it is the busiest place I've ever been.
Vegan whipped cream, I'm so sorry.
We're just getting all the vegan junk food we can.
These are baked beans, and if you know British people, you know we live off these. In Portugal they're $1.70 a can, but here they're 73p each, which is just so exciting.
So Bee has already filled her basket full, so she sent me to go and get a trolley for her. It's so hilarious. We're going to end up with so much stuff.
Food shopping is done. Happy to get it all in the van and get out of the supermarket because that place was so crowded. I'm not used to this amount of people. And I got chest pains.
And this is the bit I'm excited for. Fish and chips.
So Theo's having fish and chips, I'm having chips and chips because I'm doing veganuary. And Theo wanted to talk to you guys actually a bit about his food pass because it's quite interesting.
Ginjey Bear, how you doing? You're a beautiful girl. We are back at the van and we have the fish and chips. I couldn't be more excited. It's been 7 months since I had fish and chips. And Bee mentioned that I wanted to talk about my diet. And I've been a pescatarian for 31 years. If you're not sure what a pescatarian is, it's someone who is basically a vegetarian who eats fish and seafood. So that's me. This month I've actually been doing veganuary for January, so I've been vegan for nearly a month now, but I'm going to have a meal off because, as I said, it's been 7 months since I had fish and chips. It's one of my favourite meals and I just can't let this opportunity go because this is the only place you can get proper fish and chips in like the whole of Europe basically, so I'm excited to tuck in.
Oh my gosh!
Wow, that's a lot of fish.
That is so much fish.
I decided to go for a large and I might be regretting that.
Theo went for the large, and that is about 4 pieces of fish. That's going to feed you for days. Oh my God. One thing we've got to do before we leave is get fuel, which we planned perfectly. We almost ran out of diesel, and here in Gibraltar it's 97.9p a litre. So we've just filled up £57.
That seems so low.
That's insane. That's the cheapest it's ever cost to fill up.
So we're in a massive queue right now. I'm not sure what's happening. I've got a little bit of a potato clog from the fish and chips. But we're basically just gonna go and try and find a place to park up in Spain along the coast before it gets dark. Good morning, guys. So we have woken up to another rainy day here in the south of Spain. We're actually in a place called Tarifa, and we are surrounded by so many cool vans in this huge great car park. But we don't mind the rain because we're parked up with some really good friends.
On the outskirts of Tarifa is a designated free parking area close by to the beaches where different types of motorhomes and vans were all parked. It had a lovely chilled vibe and some familiar faces.
So if you haven't guessed already, we are hanging out with Eamon and Beck.
What's up, guys? Good morning, everybody. How you doing?
So first of all, I wanted to know off you guys the top 3 tips for traveling around Canada.
First of all, we're so excited that you guys are going to Canada. We wish we had planned a year ago to just house swap with you guys. It would have been a lot more seamless and easy, but you guys are going to have an amazing time. And if you need anything while you're there, you can always call us or Bob.
Call Bob.
I can't wait to meet Bob.
Yeah, he's going to look forward to that too. First things first, you have to know that you guys are pronouncing Toronto totally wrong. If you want to fit in, you can't say Toronto.
You don't pronounce the O's.
Or the T. It's just the
Toronto.
second T. Toronto. Second thing I would say about Canada is a lot of people focus on the West Coast. The West Coast is amazing and you will spend a lot of time there. We feel like we belong on the West Coast, but the East Coast is equally as beautiful, a lot less traveled, and definitely deserves your attention. So don't rush through the East Coast. We were talking to you guys about Newfoundland, PEI, all of these amazing provinces that people, I don't know.
Typically don't go to because they just think Banff, national parks, mountains. So.
Yeah. Oh, and iOverlander is an awesome app. You guys told us about Park for Night here.
Yeah.
iOverlander is much more used over there. Oh, and the BLM. Look at all these tips that are just coming. And we have what's called Crown Land, and in America, BLM land. So it's like free land that you can park up on, and that'll be on iOverlander or whatever app you find. So you guys are going to have an amazing
Have fun.
time.
Grab yourself a Tim Horton.
It's always so nice hanging out with Eamon and Beck. They're amazing hosts and so welcoming, and they cooked us a lovely meal last night. But now it's time to leave because we want to head towards some more mountains.
Adios!
Bye, guys.
Bye, friends.
Nice
Take
to
care.
see you.
Yeah, we'll see you in Canada.
We pulled up to the spot that we're going to stay at tonight. I put dinner on, and within 5 minutes of being here, a massive group of local sheep surrounded the van and then just stopped. It's as if they've stood in glue or someone's yelled, freeze, and they're not moving, they're not grazing, they're not doing anything. They're just standing there, and it's been about 10 minutes now. It's so weird. I just don't know what's going on.
Okay, so I opened the side door to check they were actually okay, and I think they were just relaxing and just couldn't be bothered to walk around in the rain. Oh, they're so cute. There's so many of them as well. And I managed to drop Bee's trainer outside into a puddle.
No! Oh, at least it's sold down. We're just waiting for the sheep to leave because they're actually across the exit, and a van did try and get up here earlier that was on normal road tyres that totally struggled and actually had to abandon ship. They couldn't make it up. So I'm curious to see what the exit's going to be like for us. We obviously have our all-terrains, so hopefully they'll be a bit better, but let's just see what happens. So here's the entrance. There's actually 2 ways to go up. This one, which we came up later on in the day because we actually nipped out for the shop, it doesn't look as steep as it is, but trust me, it's steep, it's muddy, and it's rocky. And now the sheep have been on there, they've like proper churned all the mud up, so this should be really interesting. But I don't know whether Theo's going to go down this one or this other one. Let me show you. Here's the other one. This is the one we came up as well, which was a little bit harder. But check it, that is churned. That is churned. Let's see. Oh! Wow. Look at that. Amazing. These tyres are the best.
That was super sketchy.
I'd definitely rather be watching it than being inside a 3.5 ton vehicle sliding down a mud track. It's not my idea of fun, but it looked good. I've made popcorn.
One fell off. Legend, thank you so much. I cannot wait to watch this TV show. We have waited for so long, months and months, but the time is finally here. We're going to sit down, starts in about 5 minutes. I'm actually quite nervous as well, so let's see how this goes. Here we go.
How far would you go to escape the demands of modern life in one of the most beautiful places on Earth? Alaska.